was smitten with Prague. As a Midwesterner, anytime there's a taste of three dimensions in the landscape, I lose my mind a bit. And Prague had no shortage of steep cobblestone hills flanked by colorful facades. I spent hours wandering the streets, admiring the charming architecture. That's mostly what I did with my time here. While I wouldn't have said no to a beer bath, those activities needed to be planned in advance, and I was definitely winging it. With a healthy Christmas market scene and so much to see for free or just a few Czech korunas, I didn't feel like I needed a pricey activity to have a good time. I continued my pursuit of glue wine in the Old Town Square Christmas market and quickly came across one of my favorite finds of the trip, the chimney cake. Crisp on the outside from the melted sugar crystals it's coated in, warm and fluffy throughout, and an aesthetic that rivals something from Japan. If you pay a few extra korunas, they'll fill it with Nutella. By far my favorite treat, I later came across one in pristine condition that inexplicably had been discarded, and it also became my favorite muse. Europe loves their clocks, and Prague was no exception. I particularly liked this one's setup and color combination. 10 out of 10. The local library had a line wrapping around the building. Yeah, that line goes outside. After confirming this wasn't a line to get into the building, I took a look at what all the fuss was about, and it was a line to take pictures with this art installation. What struck me was how intact the architecture felt. Prague was not heavily bombed during World War II, which allowed me to be immersed in a way other cities couldn't replicate. There were no holes where something from this century replaced the original. It was all the original. Each building was a different color, but they all seemed to be from the same palette, like a Wes Anderson film, but, like, from way before him. I had decided to cross the river on the famous Charles Bridge, and in the process stumbled into the town lamplighter. It turns out he's famous because he still hand lights the gas lamps each night. I gotta think this guy loves his job. A huge group of people follow him along his route, phones out, filming and clapping after each lamp. On my second morning, I started the day properly with coffee before I continued to mosey around the city. I soon wandered into my next Christmas market, which was good timing as I was needing a snack. The next stop was the Lenin Wall. This constantly changing mural began in 1968 as a home for anti-communist images, but became a tribute to Lenin after his murder. It's hard to see the original mural now, but the overwhelming effect of color is still striking. There's not much to see on the other side of the Lenin Wall. It's a very nice courtyard with an expensive art shop, and I did not stay there long. Located in lesser town, the Lenin Wall was close to my next stop. No Ubers were harmed in the making of this video. The city itself is very walkable and public transit was plentiful and cheap. I actually didn't ride in a car the entire time I was in Europe. After finding some stamps, I took a coffee break to continue waging my slow, insignificant war against AI and fill out some postcards, when a group of student protesters passed by. Can you tell me what you're protesting?
We had elections, and the proposed minister for Ministry of Environment and they want to put in place a guy from a party which is like pro cars, and they hate, like, they are against Green Deal and against the European Union. So we are students from universities and high schools from Prague, and we are protesting against them.
That is very cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. I love how walkable your city is, so I appreciate that you're doing this.
Yes, it's amazing.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a nice day.
Prague Castle was about as stunning as any piece of architecture ever could be. Located on the top of a hill and surrounded by a fortress, it's visible from most areas of the city, and the fortress offers an incredible overlook of Lesser Town. Because it's enclosed within another structure, there's only so far back you can get to take it in, which forces you to see it in pieces. You can enter for a fee, but I decided to save my funds for more glue wine.
Kind of a letdown after the church, you know? It's still impressive. But that church was honestly one of the best things I've ever seen, like, ever.
After taking a significant number of photos, I headed out of the fortress so I could take more photos from the other side of the hill. I had seen a Christmas market from the Charles Bridge, and I decided to search it for glue wine, but they didn't have any souvenir mugs. I settled for beer and potatoes instead. This was no issue because another market was a short walk away, and in addition to glue wine, they had ice skating.
This is the Wenceslas Square Christmas market. Okay, so this one has like cherry and caramel. I did not think it would be good, but it is really good.
This one did feel a bit like cheating though, because they put the glue wine in a paper cup with the mug served on the side. It was here that I also found my next snack.
It's just like fried dough, sour cream, cheese, and fried onions. But like most fried things, it slaps. Much like the street performer. She's begging too.
Now, depending on who you ask or where you Google, some things are legal in Prague that are not legal in other parts of Europe. Just like in the United States, how there's something that is legal in some parts that's not legal in others. It's the same thing. I started my third and final day in Prague with an incredible latte and some breakfast before walking a short distance to get more coffee. This shop was located near the entrance to a walking tunnel. I passed by a few times, and I was glad I ended up stopping by for the glass-enclosed espresso machine. Petrin Tower was the last major activity I wanted to cross off my list.
I feel like I'm just a little over halfway up the hill, but at least the views along the way have been quite rewarding. It does look like eventually they're building like a funicular or just a regular train that'll go up there, but that's not done. So it's a 20 some minute walk. I recommend the handle going down. The cobblestones are no joke. Whew. Well, it looks like I've got one more dupe before I do the real thing.
This mini Eiffel Tower sits on a hill at the edge of town, making the top feel even taller.
You know what they are.
If you can skip the elevator, the cost is pretty cheap and the views were well worth it.
250 kronas to walk, like 400 or 450 to take the elevator, so we're walking. There's a dedicated up and down, so you can hear people walking above you, which makes sense because this is a single person clearance at best. First observation deck. A little bit farther to go.
The first and top levels both offer panoramic views of the city. I was able to see many of the architectural landmarks I'd visited throughout my stay, giving me a chance to reminisce on a good time.
I'm honestly not convinced that the pictures here aren't better than up at the top. For one, you can go all the way around. There's no screen, so you can take from whatever angle you want. You don't have to wait for like an open window or anything like that. But like honestly, you're kind of looking down on stuff up there, which is so cool. But I think from a picture perspective, if you're really trying to get like all those fantastic colors of the city and stuff, this is good. This is really good. I like this spot. Alright, so it's day 3 in Prague. It's been amazing. I'm not gonna lie, I'd never really considered visiting Prague until I was looking for places that were proximity to Salzburg to go to, and I am so glad I chose to come here. Everything is beautiful here. There's like not one street that I haven't gone down that I haven't been like totally blown away by how awesome it is. Something to keep in mind though, they'll take euros here, but they don't really love euros. It's better to have like the local currency, which is Czech kronas. Cash is always preferred as well. Have coins ready for the bathroom, just like anywhere else in Europe. Highly recommend coming here. If you can just like afford a hostel and just backpack through it, it's worth it. Old Town, you don't even really have to do anything. Just walk around, take pictures, just see everything. It's great.
And before I knew it, my time in Prague was over. But the trip was far from it. I was spending the first 23 days of December visiting 5 new countries and as many Christmas markets as I can handle. Join me as I continue my solo trip across Europe.